Now, not every graphic design brief is created equal. Some give you room to explore, invent and play. Others hand you the structure and expect you to work within the lines, and some are somewhere in the middle. One isn't necessarily better than the other, but knowing the difference, that can change how you approach a project, or even decide what kind of designer you want to be. Do you thrive on creative freedom, or do you prefer clear boundaries? Let's take a look at the 3 most common types of design briefs and what they mean for your creative process. So when you're working on a project, you'll usually be issued with a design brief, and that brief will typically fall somewhere on what I like to call the creative freedom spectrum, which ranges from low to high creative freedom. So what's the difference? Open briefs offer more creative freedom. They don't tell you exactly what the solution is and will give you room to explore. On open briefs, you'll likely be spending more time researching, sketching ideas, developing multiple directions, and presenting concepts before one is chosen. Open brief examples might be for creating a new logo design, creating a new brand identity, creating a new marketing campaign, creating a new layout for an annual report, creating a pitch deck for advertising ads, or developing concepts for an event booth. Now, closed briefs, on the other hand, are more specific and will offer lower creative freedom. You might be working within set brand guidelines, using existing assets, or updating something that already exists. In closed briefs, the design direction is typically already defined, and your job is to execute it effectively and accurately. Closed design brief examples might include creating a brochure from strict guidelines, creating a presentation using a template, develop brand guidelines for an already established brand, taking specific direction from a creative director, producing social media using pre-approved layouts and templates, or creating internal PowerPoint slides or branded forms. So open and closed briefs will give varying degrees of direction, which will shape the design process very differently. It's also important to understand that design briefs aren't always strictly open or closed. They often fall somewhere along a spectrum. Some briefs may sit firmly at the closed end, with clear guidelines, strict brand rules, and very little room for interpretation. Others may be wide open, giving you complete freedom to explore ideas from scratch. But many briefs land somewhere in between. A flexi brief sits somewhere in the middle. These briefs offer a blend of creative freedom and structure. You're usually working with an established brand that already has specific design elements and guidelines in place, like logos, colors, typography, and a general tone. But within those parameters, there's room to explore and create something new. You might not be building from scratch, but you're still contributing to how the brand evolves or shows up in a fresh way. It's about problem solving with freedom, but also responsibility. Flexi briefs can involve designing a campaign using existing brand assets, creating new posters, banners, or social templates, developing a sub-brand or product extension, expanding a brand's asset library with new icons, patterns, or illustrations, developing a brand identity uplift or refresh, or designing an event booth or presentation space that uses brand guidelines. In instances like this, you're not inventing the rules, but you're also not stuck inside a rigid box. It's a great space for designers who enjoy both creative exploration and strategic structure. Recognizing where a brief falls on this spectrum helps you manage your process, set expectations, and make the most of the creative opportunities available. So here I have 3 design briefs to demonstrate an example of an open, closed, and flexi brief. If you want to explore these brief examples more closely, you can get them from the graphic design ebook that comes as part of this graphic design course. The graphic design ebook contains everything you need to follow along with this course. Not only does the ebook contain all the key information explored in this video, which you can view anytime, anywhere, but it also includes all the download links to all the design resources featured in this course. With the ebook open, click the design resource section in the main index, click design briefs, click design brief examples, and from here you will see several brief examples which you can click to open and observe. In this instance, we will be looking at the Gold Line clothing brief, the Strata Pharmaceuticals, and the Roster coffee brief. So the first example is an open brief for a fictional business called Gold Line Clothing. This company is launching a new online platform called One Star T-shirts to allow designers to create and sell their own t-shirts online. So the brief was to create a brand identity for a new online t-shirt platform. From the design overview section, some key highlights. They want a full brand identity created, logo, look and feel, assets, the whole kit. There's no existing branding to build from, so it's a full creative build from the ground up. Want to see multiple creative routes before moving to execution, and there is a good amount of time to do it in. So this is a classic open brief. Here the job is not to design but to invent. There's a lot of space to explore, test and define the direction, and requires multiple routes to pitch. On a job like this, you would use all your design skills to develop a completely new creative direction. Here you would have the possibility to put your stamp on the design. So the next example is a closed brief for a fictional company called Strata Pharmaceuticals. This company is preparing for an exhibition and wants print materials for the event. The brief is to create promotional print media for an exhibition to engage and interact with attendees. From the design overview section, some key highlights. Brand guidelines already exist. They're using last year's templates. They want new imagery and minor updates only. And there is a short 2-week turnaround. So this is a classic closed brief. The job is not to create a new concept. It's to work within the structure they've already established, and even use some of the already established templates from the previous year. So the solution is already defined. On a job like this, you would be applying your design skills, but the creative boundaries are much tighter. You might have some input on details like image choice or layout tweaks, but the overall direction is fixed. Now let's take a look at a brief that falls somewhere in the middle. Not fully open, but not strictly closed either. This example is a Flexi Brief, a fictional brief for a coffee chain called Roster Coffee. The brief is to create a series of in-store posters to promote seasonal drinks and new offers. From the design overview section, some key highlights. Design a series of 5 to 10 promotional posters for use in-store and online. Open to exploring different compositions, photography styles, messaging approaches, and typographic layouts as long as they stay on brand. Already has established guidelines, including typefaces, color palettes, and logo usage. The timeline is 4 weeks for concept to final delivery. So this is a great example of a Flexi Brief. On a job like this, you wouldn't be creating an identity from scratch, but you'd be building on top of current guidelines. There is scope for fresh ideas, and it has moderate direction. On this job, there is room to be creative within a defined structure. This brief example sits comfortably between open and closed, blending direction with opportunity. So why does this matter? Well, understanding whether a brief is open, closed, or somewhere in between helps you set expectations and figure out what kind of work you actually enjoy doing. Some designers thrive on starting from a blank slate. Others prefer refining and improving existing systems within a set structure. Knowing where you sit on that scale can help you choose the right projects and clients, and ultimately shape the kind of designer you want to be. And this isn't just theory either. In job interviews or when speaking with potential clients, you can ask a simple but powerful question. Do you work with open briefs, closed briefs, or a mix? That answer alone can tell you a lot about the creative scope of the role and whether it aligns with how you would like to work. When I'm speaking with recruiters or reviewing new contract opportunities, I'll always mention that I prefer open briefs. That clarity upfront saves everyone time and ensures a better fit from the start. Over the course of your career, you're likely to work across all types of briefs. Some will be fully open, giving you total freedom to invent and define the creative direction. Others will be closed, where the role is to execute within strict brand systems, using existing assets and templates. And many will land in the flexible middle, where you're designing with brand guidelines but still have freedom to shape layouts, campaigns, and messaging in your own way. Understanding where a project sits on that spectrum helps you choose the kind of work you enjoy the most, manage your time and creative process more effectively, avoid frustration when expectations aren't clearly defined, play to your strengths, and lean into the work you prefer to do. In the end, it's all about knowing what you're walking into and using that awareness to your advantage. So the kind of brief you work with doesn't just shape the project, it shapes your role as a designer. The more you understand that, the more intentional you can be with the work you choose, the clients you say yes to, and the direction you want your design career to go in. When I'm speaking with recruiters or reviewing new contract opportunities, I'll always mention that I prefer open briefs. That clarity up front saves everyone time and ensures a better fit from the start. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Which design brief do you prefer to work on and why? In the next class, we'll look at what to do when a client doesn't give you a brief at all and how you can build one yourself using a set of professional design resources. So see you in the next video.